The template is available on my website and there's a link in the description. I'm using a sharp knife to cut out each part from the template sheet. Next, I use a glue stick to adhere the pattern to the pieces of 1/4 inch plywood, then the 3/4 inch plywood. After that, I can cut it out roughly on the bandsaw. Since I need 2 pieces of the 1/4 inch parts, I'm doubling them and joining them together with pin nails. Double-sided tape would also work. Then it's just to cut out all the parts on the bandsaw. Next, I can refine the shape on the disc sander. The 3/4 inch holes are then drilled through the parts. The parts are then separated from each other and the paper template is removed. It's a good idea to lightly sand the part to remove the remaining paper and any glue that might be there. Here I'm cutting 3 pieces of dowel about 2 inches long. A dry assembly confirms that everything lines up properly and clears. I need a 3/8 inch hole through one of the dowels and a 5/16 inch hole through the other one. The 5/16 inch hole in the dowel needs to be threaded out with a 3/8/16 tap. The dowel with the 3/8 inch hole has to be flattened on both sides, just wide enough for the washers to fit in. I need a piece of 3/8 threaded rod that's about 9.5 inches long. These are 1/4 inch washers, but the hole's too small. Here I'm drilling them out to 3/8 inch. I thoroughly cleaned the threaded rod and nuts. Now I'm using red thread locker to hold the nuts in place. Plastic insert lock nuts would also work here, but might not be as reliable. Now I can start gluing the wooden parts together. First I'm gluing up the long jaw, and it has a dowel in the middle that's glued in as well. Final assembly is screwing the threaded rod into the dowel and gluing the remaining parts in place. For the handle, I've cut a piece of spruce 1 1/4 inches square by 4 inches long. At the drill press, I'm making a 3/8 inch hole for the threaded rod lead screw. Final shaping of the handle is done at the disc sander and the belt sander. The handle is then glued on with epoxy. After the glue dried, I cut off the excess dowel and sanded everything smooth. And now it's ready to use.